So we made our way to Butcher Block now, and we're just gonna chill here all day. So Livona has decided to start an impromptu interview. So he's asking me about Shanghai lifestyle now. This is a Durban video, but he wants to find out about Shanghai.
I'm very interested, Lele, in your interest in Shanghai.
Yeah.
More so your experiences there and what obviously has your experience taught you. What is it that you can inform us on your trip to what can you inform us from your trip, and what is it that you like about the place? What is it that keeps you there? I think just give us an idea of what took you there and what are you experiencing there. Give us a background.
That's a story for another day.
Okay.
So I decided to leave South Africa because of the financial situation for scientists in particular. Like, I don't want to say this and sound like I'm causing the youth to drop out of school, but the future of science in SA is looking extremely bad. An example, I have a friend that just finished her master's in chemistry and she has to teach to make a living. So that's the reality of science now in SA. Like other professions, like when I was starting to look for jobs, I'm a geologist, which is something I've never spoken about on my channel. I'm a geologist by profession, and then I went and studied further because I was trying to beat that. Like that was my ammunition to the whole financial situation of South Africa. It's like, okay, I'm gonna study, I'm gonna take it further, and still the offers I was getting with master's level was a pathetic start, like internships of 5,000 rands and 7,000 rands. And I calculated like by the time I'm gonna have my own house, I'll be 47 and I wouldn't need it, I would have needed so much, and I've been so much debt. I can't imagine sustaining my life and bouncing from one internship to the next. That's the reality of my fellow scientists that I left. I just realized I've always known I have to live abroad because it's a sad reality, but you have to think for yourself, like what do you want for your life and how quick do you want it. And I'm not in any sense forcing people out of their home countries, but even in Shanghai the highest paid people are foreigners, so it makes it all understandable in that sense. Like you are much more of a priority elsewhere than you are at your home ground. Like the Chinese people are so displaced, they earn like around 2,000 RMB, which is like 4,000 rand. So it's the same hustle everywhere. If you stay in your home ground, you're gonna have foreign expats that are valued more than you yourself. So for me, that's how I left for elsewhere. And it's unfortunate we're always preaching invest into the soil. That's a story for later on when I've made enough for myself to invest into the soil. But if the soil is not looking out for me until I'm 47, I don't have that time to wait, to wait for a house, to wait for a car, to wait for every single thing, So that's how I left. Summary.
Sounds like a very strong desire that's obviously keeping you warm and keeping you cozy and comfortable. What I mean by that is missing home is usually someone's biggest problem, being homesick and stuff. So how do you cope with that side? What is it that keeps you going? I think, as much as you've got this strong desire, which is what we get from what you're talking about, how is it, how is your life that side? Is it something that you were expecting? Is it just blowing you out of the park?
The funniest story is, I don't know, the best gift any parent can give their kids is sending them to boarding school. They'll never feel the need to be close to home. They'll always know home as a place that's far away at the back of their minds. So I went to boarding school, and then after boarding school I went and studied in Johannesburg. So there hasn't been that point where I feel like I can't breathe. I miss home so much. So that was the greatest gift from my parents, to send me to boarding school. It was in Vryheid, and I lived in Mkhize, and I only came home like quarterly, like whenever we had holidays. But even then, I couldn't stand being there 24/7. So that was a quick and easy adjustment for me. Like, that was the thing that helped. But for others, people get homesick, man. I've watched people drop dead. I've watched people pack bags and go back to SA or go back to another country. Like, you get ruffled a little bit by Chinese people, racism and everything, and they just pack away and go. But for me, I'm looking at the end price more.
Sure.
There's always that aunt that worked in the UK. She owns a house now. She's renting. She's renting a house in La Lucia, and across is her other house that she rents out. You know, those are the people that inspire me. I'm like, when I'm 57, I need to have a house somewhere proper and have the house across it somewhere proper. You know. So it's only dreams, but dreams, I speak my dreams into existence. I spoke the dream of living overseas when I was only in grade 9.
Yes.
Didn't even have a plan.
Yes.
So that's how things come to me.
Okay. So tell us now, Shanghai and Lele.
Shanghai and Lele.
Lele in Shanghai. Give us more of a paint a picture.
Shanghai is extremely expensive. Whatever people told you about China has been a lie, like the biggest lie. The only thing that is cheap about China, living in China, there's nothing cheap really, even the clothes. Even the clothes.
Yeah, it is a bit
It's only
expensive.
when you have a business and you going to these provinces where they make the clothes. But if you live in a fast city like Shanghai, it's like New York City. My rent, which I don't want to talk about, my rent is someone's house in a proper neighborhood. That my rent can actually get me a house somewhere in Westville.
Wow.
That's Shanghai rent. So in Shanghai, a shared apartment, my first year, 2016, I was living in Ashwenu, that's what I'm gonna call it. I shared with 6 other foreigners.
Yes.
I was paying 6,000 rands.
Yeah.
Do you understand 6,000 rands is a house in Queensburg? So whatever they told you about China, don't freaking listen. People just make shit up. It's expensive, but also they pay you well enough to be able to live and still have savings.
That's great.
So in that sense, it's balanced. Like, you
Sustainable
still
living.
make a lot more in that expensive city. You can afford a rooftop. You can pop bottles like crazy in a rooftop. But don't do it crazy. Just every once in a while, you can pop a bottle in a proper rooftop bar. But if you're gonna do it every weekend, those are the people that struggle. Alcoholics find it impossible to live. They've been lending money from normal people like us who don't drink much. So if that's your everyday, because people also you don't cook every day in Shanghai. It's so comfortable, and eating out is so easy because you get paid enough to still eat out. It's like cooking. Eating out is like cooking at home. You still have enough to survive and splurge. So that's when the misunderstanding comes in place, because now you're gonna have people that are gonna go out and eat out every day, and when they eat out every day, they're also drinking out every day. And a drink is not this joke. A bottle can't be 150 rand.
No.
A bottle is something else. A bottle of something pathetic and cheap is hella expensive. So they'll be having that every single day.
That's unsustainable.
And then they have to call other peeps like, do you have 100 kwai? Do you have 100 kwai? I need 100 kwai. So if you go crazy, then it's too expensive to live. But it's best for people that are not from the first world countries, because we're not paying off any debts or any education type of thing. The people that struggle, often Americans, because they have extreme debts with their studies. So South Africans, you can't get your degree without paying. So they'll hold it against you until you pay. So every qualified South African is fully paid off. They're not paying off anything. If they are, it's like a drop in the ocean. So those are the people that still take chunks of that, and that's why most people move anyways, is to pay off debts and everything. So those are the people that still surviving is a little bit close cutting it. Or people that just recently got married and splurged and now they have a massive debt back at home that they have to pay off. So those are the types of people in Shanghai. So it's taught me how to manage my money, one. It's taught me how to spoil myself, and yeah, that's what it's taught me.
I think the great part of it is that you haven't forgotten that you need to have a balance of work and play.
You need to play.
You do need to play.
You actually have to play. Like, go out as much as possible, because it's depressing. You don't really see people like you, so you have to constantly look for them. And when you do find them, go out. Like, that's all you can do. I mean, you're far away, so you don't need a gap in your life where you're not seeing any people, you're not interacting. That's when you miss home and you get depressed. So you have to have a lifestyle. Like, there's constantly something going on,
yeah,
which is nice.
Okay. So what's Lele's next step?
Woo, woo.
Well, you don't have to share all
My
the secrets.
biggest step for this year is to travel.
Yeah.
I plan to travel before 30, so I've just postponed it because they don't give enough holidays in China. Like, in a year you only get 11 working days of your own personal holiday, so you don't have enough. Even though you've saved up, you've limited to just 10 days, so you can only ever choose like one specific country and then stay there for the entire period. So now I'm planning to take on just the surrounding places in Asia, because if you're that close, I might as well see them now when I'm still in China, because I plan to move eventually. And the reason behind that is I could never wake up and want to go to South Korea again. Let's say I'm living in Germany or Berlin or anywhere else. Now it would be like a 20,000 ticket away, and I'll always choose Miami.
Okay.
I'll always choose the popular destinations compared to just choosing Tokyo. That's just me. I've never liked Asia like that, so I'm gonna check out Asia more while I'm still close to it.
Sounds like fun. Sounds like fun. Okay, cool. Life and times of Lele.